To those who I've hurt, I would definitely say, I'm sorry. I would ask for forgiveness. And to those who hurt me, I would let them know that I forgive them. I believe relationships never die. I believe they only change. Even if I have conflict with the person and we don't speak to each other at all, we see each other, there's still an energy, a connection. That's the relationship. You know, our relationship is strained and torn, but it's not non-existent. So at this point, I have no interest in having those type of relationships. You know, I want to be friends with everyone if it's possible. You know.
Many of the men that are in prison will someday come home. AVP gives them skills for that, allows them to change their lives while they're inside to a less violent surrounding, and using the ability of transforming power to understand violent situations, prevent violent situations, make better decisions based on the principles that we learn.
Men in prison usually don't share their feelings. You know, they they have a shield up, a guard, where, they don't open up to anyone. But to my surprise, everyone in the room was opening up, so I open up.
It's the tools that we learn while we're in prison, the education, the healing of our wounds, the use of transforming power, the use of role playing, the use of iMessages, the use of seeing other people communicate in a different way through unspoken messages. These are all things that help people be successful.
Caring, loving, friendly. You could be all those things. It's just that you just have to just take the initiative and just step out there.
Those who are forgiven much, of them much is required.
There was one exercise in particular that I recall that stays with me, and that was human to human. One inmate would have their eyes closed and the other one, their eyes open looking at them. And the facilitator was reading this dialogue. She was saying, those of you that have your eyes open know that the person sitting in front of you has trusted you enough to close their eyes, and know that that person has dreams just like you do. He has a family just like you. He feels pain just like you. In the course of that exercise, I began thinking of the facilitator who was doing this. And she had mentioned in a previous exercise having had a family member who had been assaulted. And I thought she said killed in a robbery. And I thought, and here's this lady coming in here and giving us love. And I realized I could have been the person who killed her son. And it struck me pretty hard. And then I realized that she could have been my mother, and I could have been the one that killed my mother's son. And somewhere in there, this shift took place, and I saw this wonderful human being whose son I had killed. And it's the first time that I ever truly felt the enormity of what I had done.
We think of men like Gandhi and Martin Luther King as like these extraordinary men, which they were, but at the same time, I believe that that same strength that they drew from to do what they did, we all have that in us. We can all draw from that same strength. It takes sacrifice, of course, and it takes making a change within ourselves, but it's possible nonetheless. So I was just saying, give it a try. What you got to lose?